Want a break from the ads?
That's too bad. This video is brought to you by Midroll, hopefully. I don't know. Hello, welcome to the very first episode of On the Couch with Corporal, coming to you from the couch in my dorm room from a college I pay entirely too much money to go to. Before we get started, I want to very briefly go over what kind of show this is going to be. It's going to be like a commentary type show where I talk and give my opinions about things, or just kind of like present some like research in like a structured video. And it's going to be narrowed down into like 3 topics, which is going to be like media, which is like movies and TV, video games, and trending topics. So, you know, like it's we have another commentary channel, boys. And everything's going to be color-coded so you know what you're watching. I'll explain in like the description because I'm not sure what the color's going to be, as I have to rework the thumbnail and graphics I already have. I'll try and stick to one topic a video, keyword there being try, because the last thing the internet needs is another ASOT, or last month this happened, this week on the internet, Pew News. No, but I do want brand association. Like every other human, I have an opinion, and like most humans, I have a camera, and I have things to say. So let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. Y'all like Blue Will Smith? No, but jokes aside, we do have a special. What is it? Yeah, we do have a special look. That's what it is in the script, and that's what it is on the YouTube video. We have a special look at the Aladdin live-action movie, and people had some shit to say about it. Now, back when the movie was first announced, like I think back in 2016 and 2017, there was some mixed reaction to it. It's been memed to shit at this point. And if you look at the comments on this video, there's some mixed reactions, most of them kind of swaying one way. Poor Will Smith being a part of all the disliked videos. Put him back in the lamp. It looks like they deep faked Will Smith's face onto the body. Ew. Jafar sounds as interested in this as me. I have a strong feeling that this movie is going to confuse Arabic culture with Indian culture. That's a legitimate criticism, actually. Why did they make Jafar threatening as a 5-year-old? I'm actually going to talk about that later in the video. And there's a bunch more comments you can read. I will try and find some positive-looking one. Well, I tried to find some positive ones, but could not. So there seems to be this general consensus that live-action movies are a big no-no. But, you know, the reason is that in general they end up kind of being smelly. But why are they so smelly? Well, after talking to some people, it seems like it's kind of a combination of the movies becoming kind of forgettable, and when they become translated into these live-action films, or CGI or whatever, they lose the magic that the original source had. Alright, so there are currently 8 films in what I'm considering the modern live-action Disney era. Of those 8, I can only remember 3 unprovoked, which were Alice in Wonderland, Christopher Robin, and Beauty and the Beast. When I looked at the list, I remembered Maleficent and The Jungle Book, and then there were other ones that I just didn't know existed, like Alice Through the Looking Glass, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and Cinderella. The Cinderella one scares me, because that's a huge Disney property, and I have no recollection of any advertising campaign for that, and surely I can't be the only one. And to that point, everyone remembers the classic animated Disney films. Everyone remembers the animated Cinderella, but what just happened? Like, the fact that I couldn't remember some of these Disney films, that's a testament to these supposed remakes are already starting to not withstand the test of time. Maybe that's not fair of me to say, but again, I cannot be the only one that not even forgot, has no recollection of Cinderella live action even existing. I think that the ones we do remember, we only really well remember because, you know, they're remakes of animated classics. Like, who the hell cares about Maleficent if you haven't seen Sleeping Beauty? Now, I will play a little devil's advocate here and say that maybe this line of thinking and people who think similar, you know, to the films being forgettable and some magic being lost is maybe just a case of people, you know, not cleaning their rose-colored glasses, which, if you didn't know, to look at something with rose-colored glasses is to remember it more fondly than it actually probably was. Or you're essentially letting nostalgia cloud your memories. Like, you can do a lot with special effects now. Like, look at Alice in Wonderland. It stays pretty close to the wacky source material. I personally was very impressed with the Cheshire Cat, and everything felt like alive in that movie, very much like the cartoons of old do. So all in all, Alice in Wonderland wasn't that smelly. This is where I want to talk about, you know, where the movies lose magic, because I feel like a lot of people agree with that statement, but they might not know exactly what they're saying when they agree to it. I talked to my friend Dean, who's a huge Disney nerd. He's a huge Disney fanboy in general. He has a YouTube channel of his own, Dean Weiss. You've probably maybe heard of him if you've heard of me. He's got 10,000 plus subscribers. He does a lot of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts news. and in general is just, you know, a good friend of mine, so I figured he might be able to help shed some light on what it means when something loses magic.
Okay, I've made my opinion on this very clear in my videos and live streams and stuff. I'm a what do you call a Disney fanboy, unreasonably so, and I hate all of the Disney remakes on principle, unreasonably so, and I refuse to watch them. The only one that I've seen actually is the original Alice in Wonderland one from like 2010, and that's because that was the first one that kind of kickstarted this whole remake kick that Disney has been in all these years. And I think that in general they're just a bad idea because they just lose like all of the magic of the original films, especially if you look at some of them like The Jungle Book or The Lion King, where it's mostly just CG and like all the expression that you would have of the characters and their personalities, and now you replace it with a realistic, like a photorealistic looking grizzly bear and a baboon. I actually think Baloo's not a grizzly bear. I don't know what type of.
So you're saying like that the fact that these films were like cartoons, like it adds like character because like you see these like over exaggerated expressions, like when Simba was upset that his father died, like you could like in the cartoon just, it was like it was over the top, but it helped sell the point. Right?
Yeah, because you can do a lot more with the cartoon. I guarantee you, like, take the well, obviously Lion King isn't out, but take like any moment in the Jungle Book with any of the animal characters and look at their face and tell me what they're feeling. You can't tell because they're just animals, and it loses a lot of that. It's not even just with the animals though. Like all of the characters from Beauty and the Beast, like the non-human characters, the furniture, they just all look so like. I don't really have a good way to describe it, but like glossy, like super fancy, super like polished. They don't look like characters. They just look like something you'd find in a rich person's house, which I guess like that is what they are. But I don't know. I feel like it loses a lot of that.
Thanks for your input there, Dean. If you enjoyed Dean's voice, you can go subscribe to his channel or check out the Portal video we did together. It's actually not Better Together, which was a really fun time recording. We just essentially played Portal 2 together, and I had OBS running. It was just a great time. So go check that out if you enjoyed Dean's commentary. So now let's actually get to talking about Aladdin. I think that this trailer looks spectacular. Like the locales specifically look very colorful and very reminiscent of the source material. The Cave of Wonders was especially impressive looking, even though we like caught a brief glimpse of it. I think it, did a very good job of, holding on to what the source material is, and it's just having it be this like scary, fiery place. I don't know, I'm optimistic in terms of the locales. The same cannot necessarily be said about the actors they have portraying the characters. Aladdin and Jasmine look alright. I want to say, apparently there were some problems with casting, and those two, like, finding actors that had Middle Eastern or Indian descent, or lineage, I guess is a better word, and also just, finding actors that passed chemistry tests together. All of that's on Wikipedia. Hey guys, future CorporalSaturn here. I just wanted to say that there was a kind of not so cool tangent that I went on here, so I'm just gonna cut out the audio and replace it with this, and now back to the regular video. Let's move on from that tangent to talk about Abu, and I guess we can kind of talk about Iago, even though he was, I think, only briefly in the trailer. Abu looks like, well, he looks like a monkey. I'll bet he smells like one too. This is not necessarily a problem because in the very brief moments, he did look like he had a pretty solid expression on his face. But in the animated movies, they were the most expressive characters, they being Iago and Abu. And I'm worried that that's not gonna translate, because it didn't translate super well in the first look that we got. And it would be a shame if that was lost, because they were the most fun characters at any point on screen. As an aside, if they don't bring back Gilbert Gottfried to voice Iago, I will be very, very sad, and I'll probably cry, because he was part of the reason why the character was so funny. So speaking of Iago, let's talk about Jafar, who looks just kind of miffed. Not really, like, evil. With an animated movie, how you draw your characters really helps portray how the audience is supposed to see them. So when you draw Jafar with this very pointed face, very, like, long pointed face, it's just very, like offset, like off-putting, it helps sell the fact that he's a villain. And here, he just looks kind of annoyed. And I'm willing to take off my rose-colored glasses and give him the benefit of the doubt because, maybe his performance will really bring home, that evil Jafar. But, again, it just doesn't look it. Now, the point of this video, Blue Will Smith. Again, it doesn't look too bad. Like, it looks pretty serviceable in my opinion. I guess, he's not going to be that blue CGI mess the whole time. Like, when he's disguised as a human, he'll be normal Will Smith. And again, it looks pretty good. It looks like a genie. it's just a little off-putting, if anything. Will Smith himself has said that he was very scared to take this role because he didn't want to ruin Robin Williams' legacy. And for a lot of people, I'm assuming that's why they're, hesitant to watch this movie, because in their mind, Robin Williams is the only one that can be the genie, and Will Smith just might ruin it. That being said, he said himself that he was scared, and he said that he would only take this role after he'd done his own research and figure out how to play the character. So, I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but,
Yeah.
But
It's rewind time.
There was that one time.
Yeah, if I control rewind, I would want Fortnite.
It's rewind time. I apologize that this video was a huge mess. It is the first episode, and I kind of wanted to make this video because it's a trending topic, and I figured it was the best way to start the series. But also the series itself is kind of casual, so it's not like there's not like a lot of setup that goes into it. Let me know if you enjoyed. That's going to pretty much wrap it up here. I would appreciate any and all feedback that you could offer me. I don't want these to be too long. I want them to be pretty easy to watch. But yeah, so just give me some feedback. Let me know what works, what doesn't work. And yeah.